Here's my Panther 5. Heaps of photo etch on it. Just got to get around to getting it painted now. That's an Italeri with a Voyager photo etch kit. I was going to use a metal barrel, but the metal barrel was a total different size, so I kept the original. So the tracks that come with it were pretty crappy. So they didn't seem to join very well. So even though it did have Dragon written on the actual bags, they just didn't seem to fit very well together. So I actually bought a Tamiya set of tracks. So I've only just undercoated them at the moment with track rust undercoat. So I'll finish them up and get all the wheels painted. So they're all just in black primer at the moment. So once I confirm the exact colour I'm going to paint the tank, and then we'll get that started. So it's been a very drawn out process with all the photo etch. I think it's just a bit too much to start with. But it looks good on the model now. Hopefully it'll stay there when I paint it. So I also have a Tamiya King Tiger at the moment I'm building. So I've only just started the turret bit. Do some painting on the inside, put some more bits on it. So I've put a bit of solder for the front spotlight cable. There's a bit of photo etch on this one as well. So I've already broken a couple of little pieces off. But it builds pretty nicely, so it's going together well. So its wheels are also just in black primer at the moment. So this will be a ambush colour scheme for the Ardennes. So it's a Tamiya Ardennes model. It came with Tamiya Link tracks as well, which is why I bought a set for the Panther, because they're fairly cheap and they seemed to look better than the originals. So these are just in rust primer, track rust primer as well. So I'll get them put in. And then we've got more photo etch for this one as well. And some guards so we can bend them up a bit. And metal barrel put in there as well. So they're the two projects that I've got going at the moment. So I'll be glad when I finish the Panther. I made the tow cables a bit too long, so I haven't decided exactly where I'm going to put them at the moment. So I might drape them around a bit. And then I've still got to build some tracks to put on the track hangers in the back. So the kit come as, I think, more of an earlier type, but the kit had all the later type exhaust pipes and everything on it, and because we had that big air vent there, all pictures I'd seen and research I'd looked at was showing that that was more of a later type. So, and the photo etch had a later and an early type section in it, so I've sort of built it as a later type Panther. And it's the reason why it doesn't seem to have a machine gun on there. It didn't seem to have that there on the instructions to put that on. But it had all these, I suppose, foot or hand grips on the side. So I bent them up out of a little bit of wire, drilled all the holes, and then put them in. So they seem to come up fairly good. Should look good when they're all painted. Lots of little photo etch bits on the gun and the turret. And the light and the chain. So it had the actual chain with the machine gun plug, but I preferred to have machine gun out, so I just left it sit there like that. So all the purple you can see is Humbrol mask. So when I do paint it, it actually doesn't paint the axles on there. And they're all the wheels for the Panther. and these crummy tracks that come with it. And there's the front guards I had to cut off to put the photo etch ones on. And these are some of my ones I've already built. So there's a Tamiya Hanamag, that's got a fair bit of photo etch in it as well. And a little Panther behind it. My early Tiger. Bit of a practice run for the rifle model one I've got to do up, so I'll be doing it in the same two-tone type camouflage and weathering it. And this was my first try at mud, and it's a mid-Tiger with Zimrit. So I was quite happy how the mud come out and bent the guards up, and I got a couple of figures to put into that one and do a diorama up at some time. So, and that'll be these figures here going in that. So the France. So the tank that I made was more like, had training emblems on it. So I figured that'd be like a commander getting his troops ready for training in the field. So I thought that might work. And then I'm going to try some mud and grass and a bit of a fence on a diorama when I get 5 minutes. Time's a bit short. And there's my first diorama and first AFE model I built, which is a little Kptw wagon on a desert scene. That was an Italeri kit as well. So I was quite happy how that come up. And there's a couple of my old models. It's a Tamiya Harley police bike, and the other one's another Tamiya Harley, and it's a Sportster. And that's another model in the works at the moment, and that's a Fujitsu, I can't remember now. That's a Mazda RX-9, not the most exciting model for me, but I got it given to me, so I thought I'd build it. So it's a bit dusty at the moment, so I've got to sand the black back and then decide what colour I'm going to paint it. So I'm thinking of a pearl yellow at the moment, or a pearl red. So we'll see what happens there. And then I've got a few other models down here that for this year's to build. So I got the 88mm flak gun, and I've got the half track. I'm going to put it as a whole model, so towing the gun. And then I've got my rifle Tiger to build as well. So all of these have photo etch in them as well. And then we have a few others. There's a Ducati I haven't finished. One of my drag cars I haven't started. And I've got the P47. The box underneath it is another Lamborghini. And then I've got the other Lamborghini down there as well. And the bottom Lamborghini has some photo etch as well with it. And then we have a bit of diorama stuff as well. Over there I got on special from B&A at Christmas time. And I also have another one for the desert scene. But that's about all there is at the moment. So, and this is just my workstation, converted computer desk, and I've actually put LED lights up underneath of it. And then I have this LED light that I can actually swing around depending on what I want to do, show me different light on different areas. So, and I just have a bit of storage up there for some of my paints and weathering stuff that I have. Okay, thanks a lot. See you later.